A Brexit trade deal could be agreed as late as December after Ursula von der Leyen said the European Union would never walk away from negotiations. During a crunch video conference with Boris Johnson, the European Commission president said she would fight into the dying minutes to conclude an agreement. Both sides agreed to accelerate the negotiations over the coming months to ensure a deal is in place when the transition period expires on December 31. The Prime Minister has urged the bloc to work towards the basis of a deal next month. But he didn't issue an official ultimatum when he held hour-long talks yesterday with Mrs. von der Leyen, Council President Charles Michel and Parliament President David Sassoli. European sources were surprised by Mr. Johnson's drive to reach an agreement with the bloc. They compared the current talks to the last-minute wrangling over the Northern Irish border last year. At the end of the divorce talks, the two sides agreed on a plan to replace the controversial backstop with a more permanent solution. One EU source said, "We'll get to December 31 exhausted, with our shirts ruined, having lost 10 years of life expectancy, but we will have tried everything." Brussels believes an intervention during the negotiations over the UK's EU withdrawal agreement from German Chancellor Angela Merkel still applies in the trade talks. In a bid to prevent a no-deal Brexit, the veteran German leader sought to broker a peace deal between UK and EU negotiators as chances of an agreement seemed impossible. She is said to have claimed the deadline was 1 minute before midnight on the last day of the friendship. Mrs. Merkel will take over the EU's rotating 6-month presidency next month, and has made securing a Brexit deal one of her main priorities. The European Union could switch tactics to negotiate a barebones agreement before the deadline. The agreement, covering only the most essential areas where there is little room to use existing international arrangements as a fallback, would allow fresh talks to start again next year.